Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks to all of you for being here. Ms. Christensen, I'd like to start with you, if possible. Utah recently suffered a catastrophic 70,000-acre wildfire in the Dixie National Forest in southern Utah. The fire destroyed a total of 21 structures, including 13 homes, and it also resulted in a 13-day evacuation of the nearby town of Bryan Head. So we've got 13 numbers there. It sounds like a lot of bad luck, and it is, but there's more than just bad luck at play here. I think there is some policy at play that needs to be looked at. While the Bryan Head fire began, of course, on private land, it was of no surprise to local residents that once that fire started, it quickly spread into the Dixie National Forest, which was soon engulfed in flames. I've heard frequently from local leaders in the area who described this entire area as a tinderbox. This was a wildfire that was just waiting to happen, in part because it was so overrun with dead and insect-infested timber that this area was just full of hazardous fuels. A fire of this magnitude in this area was, as a result, all but inevitable, largely because of poor management. Now, you mentioned that the Forest Service treats about 2 million acres of forest land each year for hazardous fuel treatments.
3 million, Senator.
3 million. Which is great that you're treating 3 million. It's my understanding that only about 200,000 of that involves timber harvest. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, so I think this ought to be examined, because beyond its use in wildfire prevention, this also carries other benefits with it as well. This is a reliable, renewable source of income from a lot of these communities where there's a lot of forest land. But, you know, I consistently hear from county commissioners and other officials in my state and local residents in many of these affected areas that forest management policies make it harder to harvest timber, even where doing so, as I am certain would have been the case here, would result in significant mitigation against the risk of wildfires. So what can you tell me, what is the Forest Service doing or planning to promote timber harvesting as a mutually beneficial means of preventing wildfires and reducing hazardous fuels?
Thank you, Senator. The Forest Service is very committed and working aggressively on increasing the scale and the pace of our forest management and fuels treatment. We are working to streamline our environmental clearances processes and working with others on new tools and ways to do that. But the bottom line is the community engagement, the collaboration early. Secretary Perdue has said it's an absolute priority. We absolutely are on board that we engage communities. That would be the environmental community, the industry, those that their jobs and livelihoods are dependent on these forest resources early in project proposals. That's how we can get to agreement and we can get the work done in the clearance. Now, as you know, more and more of our resources have gone to wildland fire fighting. In just the last 3 years, as the increasing 10-year average has gone up, that's $270 million out of our non-fire budget that the Forest Service no longer has available. So we do have a resource constraint as well. So we're both working on early collaboration, we get communities to buy in and that we can have supported projects, working on efficiencies in our environmental reviews and clearances, and with your help, working on a long-term fire funding fix so we have the resources to do just what you said on the ground.
With timber harvesting as part of that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you very much. I see my time's expired.